All right, and now one last example from this section. If you're looking at this integral, it doesn't really look like any of those integration rules that we had. However, if that were a 1, we'd be fixed, I think. So let me just show you. It's kind of hard to motivate this example, and maybe easier to see if you've seen one before, so this is your seeing one before. Here are the steps that I would go through to make this integral one that I recognize. So that's integral. I'm going to try and get myself a 1 in this position. Okay, so that's a clever factoring, or I don't know if it's clever, but it's a practiced factoring. Once you practice this, you'll be able to do it quite easily. So I factor a 9 out of there. Now, 9 is a perfect square. So I'm going to factor that out as 1/3, right? Because 9 in the denominator, if I float that out of the radical, that's a 3. I get a 1/3 there. Now I've got square root of 1 minus some stuff. But it's not 1 minus some stuff squared like my inverse sine rule. Right? If I'm looking at my inverse sine rule, I've got 1 over 1 minus some stuff squared. So maybe I could make this some stuff squared if I were to rewrite that 16 over 9 as 4 over 3 and square the whole thing. Usually we're going in this direction, but we want to, in some sense, complicate it a little bit. So now I've got 1 minus stuff squared. If I let u be 4/3 x, then du is 4/3 dx. And so I just need a 4/3 here. There's minor adjustments, and I can get this integral. If I solve for dx, I get dx is equal to 3/4 du, and now I just make all my substitutions. Dx is 3/4 du over square root of 1 minus u squared. You can see right here, there's the inverse sine substitution. And so what you can do is just follow through with that substitution to get the final result. I'm going to float that 3/4 outside. Ends up just being a 1/4 because my 3's cancel. That's equal to 1/4 inverse sine of u plus c. Now there's one more bit to go. That's u. I need to make that in terms of the original variable. So my final answer is 1/4 inverse sine of 4/3 x plus c.